GAMSAT is meant to predict academic success in graduate entry courses in medical school and allied health programs. GAMSAT is meant to test thinking rather than rote memorization. The exam is administered by ACER, which requires you to possess a bachelor degree or be in your second last or final year of study to sit the exam. Note that there is no limit to the number of times you may sit the GAMSAT. GAMSAT is held in March and September every year. For the first time ever, in 2024, ACER decided that every student must sit the exam over the course of 2 different days. The first part of the exam is now written communication, the essay section, formerly known as Section 2, which is now a remote proctored exam for all students, meaning you can sit this section at home. Approximately 2 weeks later, you will sit the 2 multiple choice sections, formerly Section 1 and Section 3, at a test center, or remote proctored if you are more than 3 hours from a test center. Basically, everywhere on the planet. GAMSAT is held in test centers in Australia, the UK, Ireland, Singapore, and New Zealand. Additionally, you can sit GAMSAT anywhere in the world that has Wi-Fi with the help of an online proctor. If you do not have a test center within 3 hours of your location, you can sit the entire exam with the help of remote proctoring. Seriously? No, not free. Australia, $549 Australian dollars, Ireland, 365 euros, and in the UK, 286 pounds, or quid if you prefer colloquialisms. Be sure to bring your GAMSAT admission ticket, ID, a clear water bottle, no labels, and a mirror. You look great. So the remote proctor can better see the surroundings in your room prior to starting the exam. You are permitted 2 A4 sheets of paper as scratch paper, or you can use an erasable laminated whiteboard. Most students prefer paper because there is more space to write and you don't need to erase, which makes it easier to consult your work at the end of the exam if you have time remaining. The first section that you will sit is written communication, formerly Section 2. This section requires you to complete 2 essays responding to 2 different themes, writing tasks A and B, using sound reasoning and competent English writing skills. Each task presents 4 statements on a common theme. Since this will be remote proctored for all students, the essays must be typed. Writing task A is normally a socio-cultural theme, for example, justice, free speech, social media. Writing task B is normally a personal social theme, for example, love, humor, happiness. Note that since written communication is submitted online, ACER will undertake plagiarism checks as part of the marking process. During the second testing window, you will sit 2 multiple choice sections where each question has 4 answer choices. There is no penalty for incorrect responses. You will begin either a morning or afternoon session at a test center with Reasoning in Humanities and Social Sciences, formerly Section 1. This is a multiple choice section with stimulus material requiring comprehension and analysis of ideas in social and cultural contexts. On average, you will have 1.6 minutes per question. The stimulus material usually includes poetry, proverbs, cartoons, excerpts from novels or plays, travel and/or medical journal entries, and social science graphs. After a 20-minute break, you will begin your next and final section of the GAMSAT with Reasoning in Biological and Physical Sciences, formerly Section 3. This is a multiple choice section with questions mostly based on science passages that require problem solving and graph analysis. Most students focus their GAMSAT preparation far too much on science content, and then are shocked to see that more than half of real GAMSAT questions rely on some form of mathematics involving graphs, tables, diagrams, or equation manipulation. On average, you will have 2 minutes per question. Acer states that the assumed knowledge for this section includes first-year undergraduate level biology, general chemistry, and organic chemistry, as well as A-level leaving certificate or Year 12 level physics. It is important to understand that the assumed knowledge for GAMSAT is far less than most introductory level courses. However, the level of problem-solving ability for GAMSAT requires higher-order thinking skills. You will receive a GAMSAT score for each of the 3 sections, together with an overall score. Your overall score is a weighted average of the 3 section scores. Some medical programs choose to weight the 3 sections equally. Scores are scaled by Acer from 0 to 100 using item response theory. Despite the range of possible scores, nearly all students score between 40 and 75. There is no pass or fail for GAMSAT. Rather, published GAMSAT articles speak of a typical entry score, which for most medical schools is a number in the 60s, though there are notable exceptions for higher or lower scores. Nope. As for most standardized exams, GAMSAT contains a small number of trial questions, which are not scored. It is not possible for you to know which question is a trial question. The questions that are scored come in 2 varieties: brand new questions, which represents less than 50% of the exam, and so-called old or link questions, which comprises most of the exam. Knowing that there are a small number of trial questions that are not scored should underline the strategy that you should almost never spend as much as 3 minutes trying to solve a single question. After all, you may just be wasting your time. If you have previously used a university-based remote proctor, it's possible that it was not done as professionally as the system that Acer uses for the GAMSAT. Acer outsources the online GAMSAT proctoring to a company called ProctorU. ProctorU uses a remote proctor via screen sharing and webcam monitoring. Using your webcam and usually a mirror, the online proctor will ensure that your room is secure. Then the proctor, in conjunction with ProctorU software, will monitor your audio, your computer's screen, and your face, particularly your eye movements, to detect any cheating activity. The best way to prepare for GAMSAT includes the following steps. Read Acer's free GAMSAT guide. Identify your strengths and weaknesses in good faith. Create a GAMSAT study schedule with feasible objectives and timing. Know thyself. Use the best study tools consistent with your personal learning style. For example, books or videos or tutorials or courses or apps, etc. Problem-based learning should begin on day 1 of your schedule and expand every week until you are completing full-length mock exams with satisfactory results. Problem-based learning prepares you for the real exam by continually exposing you to unexpected scenarios. For GAMSAT, you can only expect the unexpected. Practice, even before you feel ready, prepares you to develop or improve your problem-solving skills. Our gold standard 3 to 6 rule suggests that, on average, 3 to 6 months of preparation with 3 to 6 hours of study per day can result in a successful exam score. A student in biomedical sciences or engineering may be in the lower end of the range, while an architect or lawyer with no science background may be on the higher end of that range or may require even more time. Note that the rare student with a combination of strong science reasoning skills who reads widely and has impressive essay writing skills may prepare for weeks or just days and still get a great test score. GAMSAT preparation will require learning or revising content, as well as accessing realistic GAMSAT practice questions and mock exams. Acer has practice questions and mock exams that most students find helpful. We, at Gold Standard GAMSAT, were the first to ever release the detailed worked solutions for Section 3 for all of Acer's ebooks on YouTube for free. Using those videos, you will never be left in the dark as to the problem-solving skills needed to get to the right answer. Some students have not found that Acer's ebooks reflected recent GAMSAT sittings. However, some students are accustomed to seeing very similar questions during their university exam preparation showing up on their actual university exams. However, Acer is trying to present information that you have never seen before, requiring advanced problem-solving skills, even when little to no assumed knowledge is required. Nonetheless, for the first time, Acer has now released new computer-based practice questions comprising one practice test using the interface of the real exam.